Hey guys, and welcome to Divine FM. This week is going to be episode 31 of Stepping Into Your Power. I also have a guest this week, Giani.
Hello.
And we're going to start off with me actually receiving a tarot reading. So, is there anything you wanted to say before we begin?
I'm a beginner, but so far, every time I give a reading, it's been good, and people really connect to what kind of messages I give. So, yeah, you seem to like the one I gave you.
I did.
For the first time. It was like a couple weeks ago, I think.
Never even talked about the second little reading you gave me, but you had told me to. It was up to my perception.
Did you ever look it up? Did you do your homework?
I did.
You did your homework.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about it after.
Yes. Maybe, not hopefully, but like maybe you'll. Do you know what you want to focus on or ask or? Oh, and it'll be different. Oh, I should probably clean the cards because I gave someone a reading and they were touching the cards. So
Okay.
I'm going to cleanse this real quick. But you think about.
All right. Well, I'm going to take the mic for a little bit.
Okay.
Should I tell them about our adventure
Yeah.
at UIW?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. So, today was a crazy day for me and Johnny, but definitely for me. Like, Johnny can tell you about their experience, but they took me to UIW, and it was my very first college tour of my entire existence. And it genuinely changed my perception of college. Like, ever since COVID, and if my listeners don't know, whenever COVID had happened, I had just graduated high school, was like transitioning into college, and as much as that is hard for anyone, you know, like I really relied on my love for school, and a lot of my validation, like my self-validation, came from how much I guess just me being good at it, and me always feeling like I was growing and doing something whilst I was growing in my education. So whenever COVID happened, and it just totally altered my experience and how receiving your education works, basically, that was really hard for me, and I never really healed from that part of myself, especially because whenever I transitioned to college, I never, went on campus. It was all online, and I eventually just never finished because life, happened, and it was just too much. But, yeah, for the first time, I feel actually motivated again, and, back to that high schooler feeling of, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to go back to college, and, further my education and learn about something that I'm passionate about, and actually maybe...
Oh my god.
Not the door opening. And, maybe getting a job at something that I actually love and actually motivates me. So, that was amazing. And so, we toured, I feel like, a lot of UIW.
Really? I think we did. We did the AD building, but not even all of it, really, Sorry, the squeakiest chair in the world.
It's okay.
We couldn't really go into... we went to a sec. And then...
I guess, the grounds as well.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what they were called, but...
St. Bridget's, the trail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I feel like we got, a good half of it, Good half.
And, of course, the Sky Bridge.
Oh, yes!
That was,
okay, that was a
good... experience. Yeah.
We did do a good tour. But... I'm gonna shuffle your cards right now.
Okay. I feel like perhaps... Should I do one thing, two things?
Whatever you want to focus on.
Love and career, maybe?
Love and career. Let's go. You say when.
When?
I'm gonna just do 3. Whoa. So you already have 2 of Cups. What is this? 7 of Cups. And 8 of Pentacles. And so again, I'm a beginner, so I do.
I read the guidebook too. It's okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Word. I think of cups as like, okay, yeah, that's the suit of emotions, quality of our relationships, connections to others, speak of love, friendship, element of water. So this involves the heart. But also when I think of water, like from a psychological perspective, that's also like the unconscious. So think of like your dreams, the moon, your shadow, things like that. Pentacles is more like possessions, worldly things, home, money, career. So I feel like these two suits is exactly what you were asking for, which is cool. This, I think, has to do with kind of like a lover's card in a way, but we'll go for the Eight of Pentacles first. And what I like to do is just like kind of read what the card says, just so we can kind of get a gist. And some people will like either confirm or deny, or just will keep moving through it, if that makes sense. I don't know. Some people have reactions, some people don't. But Eight of Pentacles is craftsmanship, skill. The spider is a true master of her craft. Here, you can look at it. You can actually touch it. She weaves against all odds with skill, intricacy, and confidence. The Eight of Pentacles requires a similar approach. Hone your skills. You are close to finding mastery at your craft, so strive for it. Pay attention to all the details. In some cases, this card means you need to find a new hobby, something you truly enjoy. Start a project. Become good at it. Which is interesting because you do have your side.
Yeah,
your side business. Which is crazy because as I was reading it, I was thinking of it as like you going into sales instead. Like honing in the craft.
Oh my god, I was thinking
honing in your skills, the mastery.
You know what's crazy, Gianni? All of my stuff just got destroyed. And I was literally thinking maybe this is me needing to focus on what I'm actually fixing to step into.
Mm-hmm.
And then just letting this like flow and just letting it come to me, because I have everything that I need to succeed with my business. But like obviously the world does not want me to be focusing on that right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But I still love it and it's still there. But like I was getting too overwhelmed. I couldn't focus on my actual job that was like bringing me the abundance in order to fuel my side business, that brings me that joy. It's a weird conundrum.
Right. Because you were talking about like wanting to slow things down, so I'm assuming that's what you were trying to say, and that makes more sense. Because again, it's kind of like you're walking both paths at the same time. That's interesting.
I feel like I'd get burnt out if I continue what I've been doing,
Yes, I think so. And like it could even be like you're kind of, maybe you put an expectation on what you should be doing with your craft and like what that success looks like in order for you to allow yourself to have it in the first place. Maybe it just kind of takes taking that away, that expectation and that kind of like authority and duty, kind of take it down a pedestal. Because like, yes, it's important to you, but it shouldn't be, so important that you kind of paralyze yourself from having fun.
It like becomes me in my life.
Exactly. Like it should be something that fuels your creativity, not burns you out, You gotta feed that fire instead of, drowning it with, I don't know, rushing.
Gotta slow down.
Okay. Two of Cups. Connection, love, romance. Say hello to the much adored Two of Cups. Oh my god. When this card appears, you can anticipate new love to be heading your way. And yes, this means romance, but sometimes it points to the birth of a dear and lasting friendship.
You got me saying, I was seeing deer symbolism earlier.
Oh, true.
That's crazy.
True. Either way, the connection between you will be pure, honest, and solid. Open your heart and get ready. That's really sweet. It is in reverse, but I'm not going to, focus on that too heavy. But I think it's really interesting that this is Seven of Cups, yeah. The Seven of Cups is also flipped over. And so, yes, you can think of it, some people think of it as, the opposite, when it's in reverse.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, since we're already talking about the cups being the seat of emotions and how it's associated with water, you know, filling up a cup, and that the water is kind of tied or ruled with the moon, and your moon represents your shadow and your unconscious. I think the fact that these are upside down kind of points to like a more mental, something that's like internal, I guess.
Earlier I was talking about how I felt like I had too much almost, and I really feel like that was what was paralyzing me too. How I like felt like I needed to do everything at once because I had the ability to do so, you know. And I felt like if I wasn't, then I wasn't doing good enough, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a part of maybe like the slowing down that needs to come in, you know.
Okay. Let me go to Seven of Cups. Ooh. Oh my goodness. The Seven of Cups is not the most welcome card. It indicates you'll face temptations in many aspects of your life. Whether it's cheating for pleasure or for money, you'll soon realize it's been building a house of cards. You may feel as though you can't see clearly, can't judge from right from wrong, or up from down. This is the spell of the Seven of Cups. It's best to remove yourself for a while. Step back until you can see straight again.
Interesting.
I think this also could be... Okay, I don't know if this might be too TMI, what you had shared earlier about like old negative patterns that you've had, and realizing that that's not really you, it's just more like a condition, a way of being conditioned, and kind of recognizing those are not the things that you no longer should want to hold. I feel like this is what that card is for you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean. I'll probably talk to you about it. I don't know about like on the podcast,
pod. Yeah. That's why I was like, I don't want to like give...
No,
I want to air your shit out.
To you about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, yeah, I know exactly what you mean though.
Okay. I hope I didn't like go too deep into
No, it's
that.
okay. I've talked about like stuff on my podcast, so I mean very deep into it. So like I don't know how many people have listened to that, but
right.
It's out there, so
okay.
I'm okay with that.
Alrighty. But that's interesting. Temptations. Oh, maybe I just need more clarity.
You know? When speaking of that, you know how I told you I like quit vaping like a while ago, like months ago? I just hit my sister's vape yesterday for the first time in months, and I got so sick I threw up. Isn't that crazy? And it like literally was, I texted my sister and I was like, this is God telling me this is your last day officially. I was like, I literally threw up because I hit a nicotine vape. Like,
oh, a Nick vape.
Yes, no, it was not like a weed vape. It was like a nicotine vape. Yeah.
That's nasty. I'm so sorry. I can just imagine that kind of like sickness.
Dude, it was awful. I drove home too after. I was like, I can't be here. I just felt so sick.
Oh wow, I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay, but that was something that tempted me for a long time, is because everyone around me kind of wanted, like, I vaped for the longest time. Like, after I left my ex, I don't vape, and I started vaping again, and I, like, barely just quit, like, and, like, didn't want to vape. Like, I actually quit for, like, months, and I was like, you know, maybe I kept the vape and I'll be fine. Lo and behold, I was not.
Wow.
It's okay. Life is so much better without it. As Maddie was saying earlier.
Yeah, I can imagine. Okay, you say when. I'm still shuffling. And I'll pull out a couple more.
When?
Something needs to let go. I feel like this is trying to clarify with this. Oh, that's cute. Oh, that's cuter. Mama. 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 So we got Three of Wands, Father of Pentacles. And we'll kind of use that maybe to indicate the honing in on your mastery. This will be like the career card. This cup, Two of Cups. So either friendship or something more. You have the Emperor and the Four. Ooh, wait, no. This is also, but maybe Four of Pentacles kind of goes in with this career aspect. And then to clarify, Seven of Cups. Let's see, how many swords is that? Five of Swords, Nine of Swords. These do not seem to be, I guess, pleasant cards. These look pleasant, though. Maybe this one.
It's crazy that, like, it's showing you that part of me. I feel like it's only showing you it because I let you see it. Like, that's crazy. That's, like, kind of crazy.
So which one are you more interested in? Because we could talk about this later.
Yeah, could we talk about it?
Let's talk about
this.
this.
I don't know if I want that on the podcast.
Nah. I'm kind of curious.
Is that inauthentic of me, though, to leave it on?
No.
No.
That's like setting boundaries.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. It would be like if you didn't want to hear it from me at all, even though maybe this was trying to warn you about something.
No, I want to hear what you have to say, or I want to talk to you about it, but
yes.
I think that's a little vulnerable of me to.
Yeah, and I think it does take a certain amount of strength to acknowledge that, you know, what you do and you don't want to share. A lot of people feel pressure to share.
Yeah.
More than they want to.
Boundaries are your best friend.
Yeah. Okay, 4. Oh, I thought it was going to be more pleasant. This is funny. Four of Pentacles, possession, control. The Four of Pentacles first suggests material gain and stability. Ooh. Only good news for your bank account and home. Yet underneath the surface, this is a card of warning. Do not become possessive or controlling. Holding on too tightly to the material world will leave you rigid, stagnant, and displeasing to others. Wealth is a concept. Yeah. That's really interesting. I could also see this as like with interpersonal relationships too. Maybe even like, because if it has to do with gain, material gain and stability, bank account, home, this could really still be tied with Eight of Pentacles.
So in your craft and your community kind of do coincide a bit.
Yeah, because think about like your coworkers too. And yeah, I guess I think the part that's the most important is like holding on too tightly to the material world. So maybe don't become too possessive over like, I don't know, I guess forcing that path.
Well, as we were talking about earlier, I'm like have been very like surrounded by and like been primarily money focused, and like I didn't really think about where that was like being derived from, and like I knew what my goals were, but I didn't think about like the consequences or like how that affected my interpersonal relationships, you know, and like it does a lot, you know, and like how we were talking about earlier, how like I have a bunch of subscriptions for things, and like I didn't even know that that was something that is like, for one, dumb.
No. I don't want you to feel dumb about that.
I feel a little bit. Like even sometimes I was thinking about the other day, like I need to cancel my club car watch membership, but it's so stupid. I've had it for so long, and I like get a car watch like once a month, you know. And like I'm over here budgeting like all of my other money, yet I like think these are priorities when they're not, you know. So like things like that is like, you know, it just puts life in perspective a little bit for me too. And I'm like, you know, the people who are teaching me these things, maybe not everything they have to say, I like maybe just need to take it with a grain of salt, you know, and like kind of pinpoint my own, like, answers for things, you know, not just, like, rely on, like, the people around me to answer these, like, hard questions about life.
Right.
Like, myself, that I have about myself, you know, that, like, I might not want the answer to, you know, and their answer may be a little bit more comforting to me, you know. I'm realizing I may not want that answer.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
You want the hard truth.
Yeah. And that affects,
Cold
like,
truth.
you know, I work with my dad, you know, so, like, they definitely connect, like, a lot.
Yeah. I also can see this as, like, I don't know, we kind of have a certain vision or expectation that could also be placed by others. You know, the reason why we're so hard on ourselves and why we kind of struggle with perfection is that we want to look like a certain image. But also, like, who is creating that image? Is it really ourselves, or is it an image that we got from somebody
How much
else?
do we let that affect us?
Yeah. And so, like, I think that's why a lot of the times it can become really hard or, like, really difficult when we're not going at the pace that we want to go, or going in the direction we want to go, or we're not having, like, I don't know, the most pleasing thing, you know. But I think, you know, where we're at right now is what we're meant to experience, you know. I think I definitely place a lot of pressure on, you know, the projects that I have, you know, the podcast and my newsletter, and I don't know, everything else that I want to do and create. And it seems like I definitely keep myself very, very busy. You know, wanting to make that zine, that kind of ended up being put on pause. I haven't written in my newsletter, you know. And I think it's because I'm taking on
Too much, maybe?
too much. Yeah. Like, I'm always focusing on, and I'm still gonna keep going. Like, you know, I want to, like, get into fashion and, you know, all these other things.
And there's nothing wrong with, like, being multifaceted and doing all these things at once. It's just more like setting that boundary with yourself.
Yes, and, like, alternating and keeping a schedule and yes. And I think I'm just right now practicing, you know, for that pace of speeding up, slowing down, speeding up, slowing down.
I need to work on that too.
Yeah.
Slowing down for...
Yeah. Okay. Let me read it, the Emperor. I think this is interesting because it's like the sun, but it's also blacked out by the moon, you know? So think of, like, your sun sign. Do you know your moon sign? What's your moon sign? Oh, Father of Pentacles came up first, so let's read that. And this will be under your Eight of Pentacles. Steady, entrepreneurial. The Father of Pentacles is a steady, gentle man. Upon first meeting, he can almost seem dull because of his extremely calm temperament. But underneath is an incredibly passionate man who prioritizes the stability of his job, family, and home. He is entrepreneurial and diligent at work. A true pleasure to know. Who is this?
I mean, that sounds like me a little bit.
Very much could be you. I feel like you're reading it, you know.
It's kind of funny.
Alright, let me get into Three of Wands and see what that pairs it with. Oh.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Not me asking, it's on my podcast. Like, the way that I've been really wanting to get into, like, making videos about, like, mechanic work and, like, all of that, like, my more, like, masculine side of myself that I love, and I, like, my dad doesn't let me, like, literally, he's the one who, like, has been teaching me these things, you know, and, like, I have such good bonding time with him whenever he's teaching me them, but I'm like, when am I going to have an opportunity to show the viewers, like, how to change their own tire, you know, like,
he doesn't want that,
change
or
their
what?
brakes, like, he makes fun of me for wanting to record it, he like, takes away the validity of what I'm doing by me wanting to record it, you know, when in reality, I'm like, I want to show people that, like, oh, I can do it, you know what I mean, like, that it's so easy, you just have to, like, I don't know, learn,
I think that would be so cool, like, we really don't have that, like,
I wish I recorded myself changing my brakes. It took me, like, 5 hours, and I felt so accomplished after that. I, like, literally thought I could do anything. And
Yeah.
I could. Like, I'm going to change my own AC. Fix my own AC, you know, because I'm like, wow, I can do anything in my car now. Before, I would freak out if I, like, I don't even know, ran out of gas on the side of the road, let alone, like,
change your own.
you need to change my own brakes, you know?
That's crazy.
So I thought that was funny. I was like, wow, there's a whole part of myself that, like, I don't know, makes me even, like, cooler, you know? Because I also felt like I'm, like, not me earlier being like, Johnny's so cool, and I feel like I'm so
cool.
basic in comparison.
Aww,
like, just the way that I come across, like, I'm not very, like, I don't know. Like I told you earlier, I'm, like, pretty sure I'm on the spectrum, so, like, I'm very, like, particular about clothes, for example. So, like, I dress very basic, like, and I'm very aware of that. I just, like, I don't change the way that I am because it's, like, the most comfortable for me. And that's just, like, one thing that makes me kind of insecure because I'm, like, I know I probably come off as, like, a
super
basic white bitch. Like, I'm pretty sure I know I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, I don't know, what kind of clicked for me, or when I thought, firstly, the candles. I was like, okay, I'm in love with candles. I think it's really cool that you do that. But you also seem very serious, like, you know, with your whole setup. Like, it's very, very professional. You put a lot of love.
Thank you.
Put a lot of love into that. And then, I don't know, just obviously knowing that you also have a podcast. Yeah, I thought that was really cool to find out. And then,
You too.
yeah, I don't know. No, I definitely agree with you. But also I think, like, you know, like, I don't know. Yeah, I guess the shame or, like, that external, like, tauntiness that keeps us from being authentic. I think that also kind of goes into this. So we'll talk about that later. But let me read you Three of Wands because I think it's also really interesting. Envisioning the future. The Three of Wands indicates you've continued support from others, perhaps from your parents or two good friends, with their help. You've formed a sense of self, of your values and morals. But now it's time to rely on yourself for guidance. Clarify your goals and cast others' needs and opinions aside. The future is infinite and it is yours. No one else can see through its layers of light and shadow. So, I think that's exactly what I was alluding to. I'll just leave it at that. Okay. The Emperor is protection, stability, the father.
Okay, we know.
Hey, Father of Pentacles, okay? Father of Pentacles.
I'm dead.
Okay, it's the father. He's the tarot's perfect counterpart to the Empress. He represents the side of you that's protective, decisive, and truly stable. He brings clarity of mind, and this in turn leads to actions or decisions. Sometimes this card is literal and points to a paternal relationship of your life. At other times, it suggests reconnecting with the parts of you that stands strong and tall and knows just what to do. With the help from the sun, the Emperor can see for miles and miles, envisioning the future.
Thank you.
Yes. I think this is a really good spread. I mean, there's a lot of, I don't know, dark, uneasy, disturbing shadows, maybe. But I think this, whatever this...
I'm not surprised, though. Like, for
is
as much
counterparting
light,
with this.
Yeah, for as much light as I receive in life, like, there's gonna be darkness to, you know, how do you say, balance it out, you know? Be its counterpart, so... I'm not afraid of the darkness. If anything, I welcome it, so... I just want to understand it at its utmost, like, value, I guess, you know, so I can, like, make the right decision for where to go forward, you know?
Yeah. No, it's really cool. I think it's, like... I guess his overall theme is kind of, like, finding the masculine energy, really honing that in, because I feel like maybe the divine has what kind of led and sparked this journey, the first few steps, the beginning of the path, and you kind of need that union, you know, like, I think the Empress is more like the branches and the leaves, and the Emperor is more like the actual tree itself and its roots, you know, and it goes down, you know.
like, I need to learn to be my own protector and, like, really, like, value it and actually, like, feel like I am. Like, that is something that I lack for sure. It's, like, that, you know, fear of being left behind or something. Just, like, that, like, part of myself that I, like, have not healed yet. You know, that, like, I need to be there for myself if I expect myself to be there for someone else in that way. You know what I mean?
And I feel like a couple of these cards really indicate that you're not going to be alone in this process, obviously. With this one, new friendships and, I don't know, things like that. I feel like we're really similar in the kind of things that we're, I don't know, envisioning for ourselves is very, you know, we can be each other's, like, anchor and stuff like that. So
Number one fan.
Yes, each other's fans. I like that idea. And yeah, I don't think, see, like, Three of Wands too, you know, kind of think like a group of three. I also like this because, like, yes, it's 3, like, I think of, like, 333 and, like, my name, yes, yeah, my birthday, but also, like, 111 because it's just, like, I don't know, I like this card.
Your birth time being 333 is just absolutely insane.
I know, I went from thinking I was a Libra rising and then finding out a Scorpio rising.
Oh my goodness.
Crazy. But how do you feel? Do you want more clarity?
I feel pretty good. I feel like I can't wait to talk to you about it after the podcast, actually, because I could, like, go more in depth about it. But
right.
You did an amazing job.
Thank you.
I feel like you really did put it in perspective, especially with, like, I'm going to talk about the career part and stuff with you after, just because I don't know how, like, I even feel about it. I feel like I need to, like, go back and forth with you about it to, like, see how you are, like, feeling from the cards. But it is something that I've been struggling with, like, a lot, and it is, like, a massive decision that, like, I feel as though I need to make, you know? And, like, it's not even something that, like, I don't feel pressured to make any sort of decision, but I feel like a decision is imminent or something. I don't know. It's just, like, been a pressure that I've been feeling that, like, I need to know what I want before it comes, or else I'm going to be in analysis paralysis, you know? So, I mean, it just helps bring that reminder to me that I can't push aside those feelings, you know, and, like, just cover them up with, like, you know, going too quickly and doing other things and, like, you know, forgetting my issues and, like, just trying to keep myself busy, you know? I feel like whenever you're keeping yourself busy, that's when you know there's a problem.
Yeah, I think so.
We can talk about that in your reading.
Oh, boy. Okay, I'm going to put these cards up, but yeah, thank you for the feedback, too. Actually, we'll hold on to this one. Okay. I'll put it at the top.
Did you want to say anything else before I end it off?
Thank you for this day. Had so much fun, and yeah, I'm really glad. Like, I feel like the more I put myself out there and, like, actually make an effort to be around new people, it's really rewarding, because I don't know. I feel like no matter where I go, I'm not going to be alone. But sometimes it's really hard to remind myself or to, like, feel that and experience that when the way I want to grow feels so isolating, you know? I feel like the things we do to, like, help ourselves can feel really isolating. And it really is hard for me to open up. I don't know if you could pick up on that or anything like that. But yeah, I feel good about this day. And
I feel lucky to be here with you.
Yes. So, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Yay.
Okay. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you want to follow Giani on Instagram, it's at cherry.zotz, right?
Yes.
Cherry.zots?
Yes.
Cherry.zots.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they make art. They are just so amazing, and I think you will really enjoy. Oh, also they have a podcast, Scenic Route. Yes. Duh. I'm also going to be on the Scenic Route, so watch out for that. But did you want to talk about the Scenic Route, actually?
Sure, I guess.
Okay, yeah.
It's literally just another podcast, like Divine FM. I kind of just talk about the lessons that I'm learning, especially being around and growing with other people and finding my community and kind of going with the philosophy of scenic route. It's like kind of that alternative of a world where we're kind of forced to go at a fast pace, you know. I want scenic route to kind of be that that calm alternative, and also just focusing about, you know, San Antonio and the city itself and being a person in San Antonio's creative scene. And yeah, that's really it.
Beautiful.
Yay. Thank you.
Of course. All right, guys. Well, thank you for listening to episode 31 of Divine FM, of stepping into your power and being your own number one fan. Bye, guys.